Duncan here from Crafty Cocktails, and I have been at home lately, as I hope all of you have, but I miss making cocktails for people. It's what I like to do, and I haven't got to do it for a while. So I'm gonna do some cocktails for you people at home. I'm gonna be doing this over the next couple weeks for Crafties and just making some different things, super fun, easy stuff. Today we're gonna do a mojito. Mojitos are pretty classic, easy drinks, just rum, sugar, lime, and mint with some soda. The nice thing about mojitos is they take on other flavors really well, so it's good to use, you know, to make at home because you can just use anything that's in your fridge, really. Any berries, tropical fruits, or apples, flavored teas, whatever. You can throw it in mojitos, and that flavor profile of lime and mint is really gonna work well with pretty much whatever you throw at it. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, do you like how fancy I look? I think I look good. A lot of the time, I'm using the proper bartending gear. Shaker, fine strainer, Hawthorne strainer, spoon, all that kind of stuff. Not everybody has that, so let's make it an easier way in a mason jar. It's a pretty good way to make cocktails. I've found at home. There's a really easy system to it, and the nice thing is you make a big batch and then you just strain out the ice, and you can just save a batch of cocktails in your fridge. Whenever you're ready to shake again, it's ready to go. So I'm using a big 1 liter mason jar, and the secret to shaking cocktails with a mason jar is you use both sides of the lid, or sizes of the lid. So we're gonna use the big side to actually shake it, and then we're gonna use the little one to strain it, but I'll show you that in a second. Basically, we're gonna start with some sugar. So you definitely want a sweet component in your mojito. So because we're making a big version, I'm gonna put about 6 to 8 ounces of alcohol in here. So we're gonna want a lot of sugar to kind of balance that out. I would say, you know, 4 or 5 tablespoons kind of thing. Basically, so you're covering the bottom in the mason jar. And now we're gonna do the limes. So I think with this one, with a mason jar style cocktail like this, it is totally appropriate to muddle the limes. But maybe just a couple. So if you want, juice it with a juicer. I mean, you can juice it with your hands too, or you throw it straight in and muddle it. Then we're gonna put the small lime that I cut in, the full one, and muddle it. I'm using a muddle stick because I have it and it's easier, but a spoon, giant spoon, works just as well. Wooden spoon, just throw it in there and mash it up. But I'm gonna stick to the muddler because it's easier. Alright, so we're gonna just muddle 1 lime into there. And basically, you wanna start to get the sugar dissolving as well. So just give it a little stir and help that sugar start to dissolve. Because if you don't dissolve it, your drink isn't gonna be sweet enough. Because all the sugar, you're gonna shake it, it's gonna sit at the bottom when you pour your drink in. We want the drink to be sweet and sour and minty. Should be balanced, so you want to get all that sugar as much as you can. So start to do that, start to get it dissolved, and then we're just gonna juice the other lime straight into there like that. All right, so now we've got a thing of sugar and lime juice, and we're just gonna start to get all that stuff dissolved. And it's looking pretty good. Now we're going to muddle the blueberries. So when I'm muddling things, I like to sort of, depending on the ingredient, sometimes I'll muddle stuff together. But for this, I like to muddle all the ingredients separately. They kind of require a little bit of a different touch for each one. So the muddle with the lime and the sugar, you really want to muddle hard. The blueberries just need to be mashed up. And then the mint is going to be very delicately muddled. So we're going to do them because they're all requiring sort of different muddling steps, we're gonna do them separately. So we did the limes with the sugar, and now we're just gonna throw blueberries in. If you like blueberries, throw in a few more. If you don't, use another fruit, or I don't know, don't put in so many blueberries. It's pretty easy. Okay. And we just want to get them sort of mashed up and started. You know, again, trying to dissolve that sugar as well at the same time. And once it sort of starts to look like it's nice and purple, we'll call it a day on the muddling of the blueberries. All right, next is mint. So with mint, couple things. You don't want to over muddle it because you're gonna basically coax out the bitter oils of the mint, and you're gonna get more of a bitter flavor than a fresh flavor. So we're gonna take all the mint off that we want. I also, in this stage, like to save these little tips like this. These little guys. Those little guys for garnish because they look nice. The top of the mint there. So I got a couple of those that we're gonna use for the garnish. And again, it really depends on how minty you like your drink with how much mint you can put in, or that you want to put in. I like mint, so I'm gonna go with like a nice big bunch of it. And now, as I said, you don't want to over muddle the mint. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in our hands and just sort of rub it together. And this is gonna bruise the mint, coax out the oils without tearing too much into the flesh and releasing the more bitter oils that are in the leaf. Oh, this smells so good. All right, so and then we're just gonna throw that straight in. Easy. Now, mojitos are rum. So I've got this rum right here. Bacardi Maestro, I mean, anything white, you don't want to get a spiced rum or anything like that. They're not the best. But this, yeah, a nice, like, high tier white rum is really good. Flor Cana is really nice. Havana Club 3. My liquor store had Bacardi Maestro, which is, you know, a decent rum. It's decent. Okay, and because it's a big one, because we're making a big mason jar, we're gonna throw, let's see how many I get to. 2 ounces, 4 ounces, 6.5. All right, and then a nice thing to check, as I said with the sugar, you want the sugar to dissolve, so you want to look at the bottom and see that there's not a big clump of sugar right in the bottom of it. If you see that, you need to just stir it up a little bit more. But everything looks like it's pretty much dissolved. And now, the next step is super easy. We're gonna take our ice, store-bought ice. Oh yeah, just throw it right in there. Pretty much to the top. I mean, you wanna get a good level of dilution with this one. And then we're gonna take our large size mason jar lid, and we're gonna tighten that up over top and shake it. And that's what you want to see. You want to see it nice and foamy in there, a lot of oxygen, everything mixed around, the ice is melted a bit, so that's what we're looking for. And then you just pop that, and then you take the small lid, and when you take the small lid, we're gonna put it in like this, and you put it inside the lid like so, and then you just hold it while you pour. And then you just pour out the cocktail into a smaller glass. So I'm gonna just pour these all at once into these smaller containers here. There's a few things you can do with this. Like, you don't want to let it sit too long. You could just drink this whole thing like that, and that tastes pretty good. You could just drink the whole thing. You could put it into smaller cups and save them, or you could take this
empty it into another container with no ice in it, and then just let it sit in your fridge, and then whenever you want another one, either pour it or give it a little other shake. You don't want it to sit with the ice because the ice will dilute it too much. But yeah, just put it into another one and then you can save your cocktails in your fridge. Anyway, we're gonna pour them all because I want to drink them all. And so we're gonna pour into 3 glasses because I had about 6 ounces of alcohol. It's like 2 ounce drinks. So we're gonna see how much we can get out of there. Yeah. There we go. About even. And what I like about this strain is it, still got a little chunks of mint and stuff in there. Super easy, super straightforward. We're gonna take some ice now, and we're going to put it a little bit in there, a little bit in there, a little bit in there, more in there. And super simple to finish. Soda. Little fizz in there. Little fizz in there. And why not fizz that one too? And then a good step with soda, whenever you pour soda into a drink, just give it a nice stir. Just so you don't have a bunch of soda sitting on top and your first sip is pretty flavorless. So, that. And then we're gonna take our mint, give it a nice slap, dust the top, splay it out, and look at that. Nice little mason jar mojitos. Super easy, super straightforward. Super easy, super straightforward, tasty. What more could you want out of a cocktail, really?
So yeah, I hope you liked that. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it was informative. If you are into that and you like what I'm doing, then yeah, go check out Crafty Cocktails Facebook page, Instagram page, YouTube page, and like or subscribe anything that you can. I'll be putting out these videos pretty frequently, every few days, but if a lot of people join up, then I might be inclined to put out more cocktail videos faster. So the more people we get, the more cocktails I'll make for you guys. How about that? I like that deal. Okay, well, enjoy your mojito. Put whatever you want in it because it's delicious either way.